Chat Noir is your chance to go back in time to one of the most extraordinary, daring, wild and free moments in European history, turn of the century Paris.
So if you're going to come to the show, be prepared. You may have a burlesque performer up in your face, but don't be scared. She's very lovely.
This show has a genuine dream team behind it. It's this combination of people that have been working with the Lost Estate, creating what we do for over a decade, interwoven with some of the greatest, most legendary living cabaret artists of our time. They're led by Joe Morrow, who is one of the great compares in the UK and anywhere really today. And so he's leading the charge. He will be playing Salis. He will be bringing to life the icon that is at the heart of this world.
We're going to give you the world's first cabaret. We know Vegas shows, the Folies Bergère and the Moulin Rouge, but this was the one that started all of that. What we're going to do on a stage is potentially the maddest thing you've ever seen. The whole nature of these projects is we are world building, we're time traveling. We're inviting you to become one of the Bohemians or one of the aristocrats in Paris who would have gone to Montmartre and would have gone to the Chat Noir. I am playing in the Chat Noir show Rodolphe Salis, the impressario, the artist who conceived the Chat Noir. He's not only the director, producer, impresario of this night, he's also going to be your host. He's going to be your MC. He's going to be your compere throughout the evening. He's the person that's going to hold your hand and go, come with me on a journey. He's a man that has the sheer audacity to build a world-renowned club and art form just to serve himself, which is rock and roll, isn't it? He was somebody who brought together his artistic mates. It just happened to be that his artistic mates are the world's greatest artists. When we were looking at the concept of mime and clown, the character that came to the foreground was Paul Legrand. He was one of the first internationally renowned clowns. And so with that, there was only one person to ask. Alexander Lutley, who has been known on the London and UK and world cabaret scene for over a decade.
Paul Legrand completely changed how we clown, how we mime, and how we see clowns and mimes. He took the character of Pierrot, the white-faced clown that we all know and recognize today, and he made it the sad, tearful character. He took it in a different way and imbued it with this emotion and this vulnerability. I obviously feel very connected to this character in this part of history. Without Paul Legrand, what I do wouldn't exist. So I'm recreating things that are hundreds of years old. And so I am making sure that every little detail, every performance I do, every time I appear on stage, the mime is giving you something that would have been seen in the 1800s in Paris. Creatively, I am trying to make it go as far as it possibly can. I am sitting there and watching masters of their different discipline perform at levels that are blowing my mind. Of course, I want to come on board and be a part of this team of superhumans.
What was happening in that Bohemian Paris world was magic. It was the birth of modern magic. And I said, you want to speak to Neil Kelso? He's your man. Neil, I've worked with for 15 years. We have done shows all over the world. He's made magic for stage, for television, for cabaret, for movies. He has a storytelling background as an actor, and also he's an encyclopedia of magic. He's not a person who needs to go away and do the research. He is the research.
I've been obsessed with magic for my entire life. I'm a member of the Magic Circle, and magic as my passion has been such a big part of my life, my existence. It's taken me around the world. It's given me so much. The person that I've chosen to bring into the Chat Noir is Joseph Boitier. And so to bring Boitier in to represent this golden age of magic that he was a huge part of establishing is a very exciting thing. It's a name that people might not know, but magicians revere him quite rightly. He was held in such high esteem by the French public that when the Eiffel Tower was built, he was one of very few celebrities invited to come and sign the Eiffel Tower. And so it's a real thrill for me to bring his legacy to people's attention. He invented some of the magic that we still rely on today to create the biggest wonders that the art form can offer. You will never find the edges of this world. No matter how much you want to explore it, this world just goes on forever.
the muse character, which actually is a bit of an amalgamation of two people. Yvette Gilbert, the main inspiration, but there's also a woman called Marie Krasinska, who can be beautiful and operatic and ethereal, but also can be an agent of chaos. I have known of Izzy for many years. She is an incredible vocalist, but also she's a brilliant comic. To have that dual skill set where you can make people laugh and make people cry, she was the perfect choice.
Walking into this room is kind of walking into a room full of possibilities, and it's really interesting because it matches that world that we're trying to create. So I'm playing the muse, who is really inspired by a lady called Yvette Gilbert, who was known for her comedy song, I suppose you'd call it. So she wouldn't approach songs in the sort of normal song style. She would do speech song, really play around with tempo. This is a woman who kind of was at the forefront of this new art form, and certainly for female voices as well. This was a woman who came from very measly beginnings, and she found a place in front of aristocracy just from her talent and her comedic timing and her brilliance, her unique mind. And I think that's really special. That's the sort of thing that really gets to my core and my heart.
The Cleo de Merode character, that's our dancer. There's elements of classical dance, there's elements of contemporary dance, there's elements of burlesque and striptease. So it's a big ask for a physical performer. You know, it's a rare thing to find somebody who can transition between all of these different things. We've been working with Coco Bell on the 58th Street show. When we worked out what the elements of that were, it was an obvious conversation to go, well, we already know the person it should be. And also, I don't think she'd mind me saying this, she's also mad. And if you're going to bring to life a world of madness, that's who you want, right? You want some mad people to make it with you.
Before Kim Kardashian, there was Cleo de Merode. Before Cleo, there was no celebrity. She was one of the most photographed people of the time, and her images travelled worldwide, which is how she got this term celebrity. Cleo de Merode was a dancer. She started her career in ballet, and then she moved into the world of cabaret. So she has this wonderful duality to her. She has this formal training, which is very elegant and very poised. And then she has this very earthy, rambunctious, cheeky cabaret side to her. And so, yes, they're big shoes to fill, but I think actually she was probably just a really charismatic, beautiful dancer. And that's such a lovely role to be cast in, and something that I will do with a lot of love because it's something that's very close to my heart. So to bring her back to life feels like an honour.
There's one missing ingredient, and that's the audience. And so we sort of need them to come in and help finish the show.
But maybe they've seen magic before. Maybe they've seen burlesque before. Maybe they've seen clowning before. As soon as you open that door and you're invited into the Chat Noir, you are a Parisian. So suddenly, this world belongs to you.
We also walked through that door tonight. It just so happens the door turned me into one of my heroes.
No phones allowed, no cameras allowed. This is placing yourself at a point in history that you would never be able to experience anywhere else.
Get dressed up, eat good food, drink good wine, experience some of the best cabaret you're ever going to experience. Go back in time and have an absolutely hedonistic, raucous, jolly good time. We don't have time machines, but we do have the lost estate.